the red flag, helium the blue. So Denga's winning the war.
Disney has been hinting at bringing back the John Carter franchise, but here's the twist. It might continue the story with the Gods of Mars in animated form. That means picking up right where the first movie left off, but this time as an animated adventure. And that's not all. There's more behind-the-scenes buzz about Disney's plans for John Carter that most people aren't even aware of. So, let's dive into everything you need to know about how a new John Carter of Mars project could still become a reality. Disney's 2012 John Carter was initially envisioned as the start of an epic movie trilogy, but the sequels never materialized. Helmed by Toy Story director Andrew Stanton, the film adapted Edgar Rice Burroughs' sci-fi novel A Princess of Mars. It built an expansive interstellar world filled with mythology, romance, and CGI-driven action. The story follows John Carter, a Civil War veteran who mysteriously ends up on Mars, where he encounters bizarre creatures and discovers his ability to leap great distances due to Mars' lower gravity. The movie did a fantastic job setting the stage for future adventures, drawing from the rich source material in Burroughs' novels. With its cliffhanger ending, there was a clear setup for at least 2 more sequels. Unfortunately, despite all its potential, the follow-ups never came to be. It's hard not to wonder what exactly went wrong with Disney's plans for John Carter. Andrew Stanton revealed that the second John Carter movie, titled Gods of Mars, had an exciting storyline that would have expanded on the events of the first film. The sequel would have opened with Lynn Collins' Deja narrating a prologue to her child, Carthoris, recounting the story of John Carter, whom she believes their son will never meet. However, a dramatic twist unfolds when Ciarán Hinds' TARDIS Mors, who promises to tuck Carthoris into bed, is revealed to be Matai Shang in a shape-shifted form. Matai kidnaps the child, setting the stage for an emotional and action-packed journey. As the story kicks off, John Carter returns to Barsoom after a decade and discovers Deja has ventured down a sacred river. Hoping to find their abducted son, teaming up with Tars Tarkas, Carter tracks her to an underground city ruled by the firstborn race, worshippers of the mysterious goddess Isis. It's soon revealed that the firstborns, responsible for maintaining Mars' critical resources like water, air, and food, are under the manipulative control of Matai Shang, who is posing as goddess Isis. The climax brings a powerful emotional conflict. Matai has genetically engineered Carter's son into an adult superhuman warrior, leading to a confrontation where Carter nearly kills him. In the end, the family reunites, and the combined forces of the red, green, and firstborn races overpower the Therns, ending Matai Shang's reign. The sequel promised a thrilling blend of high-stakes battles, heartfelt reunions, and the continuation of a richly imagined world, but sadly, it never made it to the big screen. The third chapter in the John Carter trilogy, Warlord of Mars, was set to be a high-stakes adventure that built upon the previous films. This time, Carter races against the clock to stop the Therns from destroying the entire planet. The Therns use their shape-shifting abilities to sow chaos, posing as leaders of Martian factions and inciting conflict between them. Meanwhile, Deja invents a device to expose the Therns in their disguises, but the villains destroy it and remain one step ahead. In a shocking turn, the Therns kill John Carter, or so it seems. It's later revealed that the Carter they killed was merely a copy of the original, who is still alive back on Earth. Back on Mars, the threat of total destruction looms large as the Therns' plans escalate. Carter, Deja, and their family embark on a desperate journey to uncover the Thern secrets, using their last remaining detection device. On Earth, Carter's ally Edgar defends him against Thern Pinkertons, using a trusty shotgun, and helps him return to Mars for the final showdown. The story builds to an epic conclusion as Carter confronts Matai Shang, defeating him and saving Mars from annihilation. Carter's victory solidifies his status as the rightful warlord of Mars, bringing closure to his interplanetary saga. Unfortunately, fans never got to see this grand finale on screen, as John Carter 3, along with the second film, was scrapped due to the first movie's disappointing box office performance. The 2012 John Carter film had a massive production budget of $307 million, but only managed to gross $281 million worldwide before tax rebates and marketing expenses. The film's underperformance led Disney to announce an expected loss of $200 million, branding John Carter as one of Hollywood's most infamous big-budget flops, on par with disasters like Waterworld. Poor marketing and branding choices played a significant role in the film's failure, despite its rich storytelling potential and Andrew Stanton's ambitious vision for the sequels. By 2014, Disney lost the rights to the John Carter property, leaving Stanton's ideas for the second and third films to collect dust. While it's a shame the trilogy never came to fruition, the saga serves as a cautionary tale about how missteps in marketing and planning can derail even the most promising projects. When John Carter hit theaters in 2012, it was a box office flop. But over the years, the movie has gained a much kinder reappraisal from both critics and fans. Sure, it's not perfect, but many now agree it didn't deserve the harsh reception it initially got. This change in sentiment hasn't gone unnoticed, and if the rumors are true, Disney may be considering a reboot of Edgar Rice Burroughs' John Carter of Mars series, hoping to give it a second shot as a successful franchise. In 2023, speculation started swirling that Disney might be eyeing a John Carter reboot. While the studio hasn't officially confirmed anything, the whispers make sense. After all, Disney has a track record of revisiting older properties and giving them new life. Just look at the upcoming Percy Jackson and the Olympian series on Disney+. It's proof that Disney isn't shy about banking on beloved source material for a fresh adaptation. According to the rumors, if Disney does reboot John Carter, it's likely to take the form of a Disney Plus series rather than another big-screen movie. This approach could work well, giving the story more room to breathe and allowing the vast Martian tale to be explored more deeply. Of course, these reports are still unconfirmed, so fans shouldn't get their hopes up just yet. But the idea of a series could be a big win for those who were left disappointed when the original trilogy plans were scrapped. While nothing is set in stone, the prospect of Disney giving John Carter another shot is exciting. For fans who have been longing for John Carter 2 and 3, a reboot, even in a different format, could finally bring the Martian adventures back to life in a way that does justice to the source material. Here's an interesting twist. Disney's John Carter wasn't the first time someone tried to bring Edgar Rice Burroughs' Martian saga to life. Back in 1931, an animated version of A Princess of Mars was actually pitched. Had it been made, it would have beaten Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to become the world's first ever feature-length animated movie. Just imagine a John Carter adaptation as the project that launched Disney's legacy instead of Snow White. It's wild to think how different the history of animation and Disney itself might have been if that version hadn't been canceled. Fast forward to today, and there's talk that Disney might revisit John Carter in an unexpected way as an animated project. What if the studios decide to pick up where the 2012 live-action movie left off and continues the story in animated form? Even more exciting, they could bring back the original cast to voice their characters for John Carter 2 and 3. This approach would not only honor the 2012 film, but also offer a creative way to breathe new life into the franchise without the massive financial risk that live-action sequels carry. It's a fascinating what-if scenario. John Carter could have been Disney's animation debut in the 1930s, and now, almost a century later, it might finally find its place in the animated spotlight. Whether or not this happens, it's exciting to think about the potential for a second chance at exploring Burroughs' epic Martian adventures. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop, and if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.